I'm Em,
And I'm Lex.
and we're thrilled to welcome you to the Ready, Set, Coach podcast.
Now, we're not just your hosts. We're also mamas, entrepreneurs, coaches, friends, and co-founders of the Ready, Set, Coach community.
What began as a pandemic side hustle has blossomed into a vibrant online community crafted by coaches for coaches.
So when we're not immersed in our coaching community on Circle, we're busy managing our other businesses, navigating the ups and downs of life, and of course, recording this podcast.
This is where we dive deep into epic conversations about life, business, coaching,
and everything in between.
So are you ready, Lex?
I'm set, Em.
Let's coach.
Hello from the other side.
It's been a minute. Hi, guys. Hi, Emily.
Hi, Lexi. I know you record this to the cloud. Where does the cloud go? Where does the cloud live?
In the sky.
Does it? Or is it like in the middle of
The
Idaho?
data center. And if you're actually, fun fact, if you're in Los Angeles, it's probably in One Wilshire, downtown Los Angeles. Guys, if you didn't know this about me, telecom tech nerd over here, come from telecom and tech most recently, and I still service them on the agency side. So the cloud likely lives in a data center, probably at One Wilshire.
Weird thought to like wrap my brain around for some reason.
Yeah.
Lexi, not only do you come from that center, you also are our head of IT at Ready Set Coach.
Some days I rock it. Some days I really should be fired. Although recently you did something techie.
And then I lost it and I couldn't find it
That's
after
true.
the fact. So
yeah. Guys, we're only human, right? That's the point here. So speaking of humans, this was a really fun all over the place introduction, but right now we are recording. The reason our brains are all over the place is we are recording this mid-December. So if you are like us and you participate in holidays, then you are probably scrambling between life, business, gift giving. Well, okay, Emily, what is your role in the household on the holidays?
On gift giving? Oh, that's a good question. On the holidays, my husband is Mr. Christmas. Like, he loves Christmas. His big thing is matching pajamas. So I think in like early November, maybe October, he was already on the pajama game. So he gets them by couples. He themes it. Last year we were Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Our child was an elf. So like this is his jam. He loves ordering gifts. Like, gift giving is his love language. For me, it is not my love language as much, but my role is like the logistical role. So like I had to create photo books to send to all the in-laws and whatnot of what happened. That was like our gift. Or, coordinating like the photo shoot for our holiday card, and then ordering the holiday card, and stalking my husband to get updated addresses of all of his friends who cost so much to send to because they live in Canada for the photo card. So that was a long way to answer. More of like the smaller logistical things, but he is the gift provider.
The divide and conquer situation. Also, I will say, when I was in Denver in November, Greg was actively Christmas shopping. I do remember that. He kept like coming into our meeting and be like, "What size is this person? What about this?" I was like, "Wow, I haven't even thought about it yet."
I know. He loves it. It's so like he is Mr. Holiday Spirit. He hung up, basically he's inspired by National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and he thinks himself like a Mr. Griswold, and he we together hung up the lights. He was the one who got on the ladder. I was holding the ladder, saving his life. And so yeah, we hung up the lights together. We got the tree. We decorated the tree together. We drank spiked hot chocolate while we decorated it. We're big on traditions together. How about you?
So I take 100% of gifts.
Really?
100% of them. Definitely are you surprised though? I'm the Greg in your relationship in that lane, but I do take on 100%, not because CJ's unwilling, just because I don't know, my personality type. What he is into, there's two things he does around the holidays. One, every holiday he makes beef jerky and we gift that. Yeah, Jeremiah jerky is what we call it. Yeah.
Fascinating.
I
Okay.
made a logo for it and everything. Like it's branded. And all like the men in our families get Jeremiah Jerky and some of his friends. So that's one of his big projects. And then this year, he's like obsessed with outside lights. Like so much.
Yeah.
Our house looks awesome right now. And so that's been his pride and joy. Obviously like have him get down the Christmas decorations from the top, garage. I do the inside. So yeah, but the gift giving is a 100% me. Minus he has to figure out what to buy me. So there you go.
That's probably the scariest gift to give of all.
Yes, except this year we just, as we get older and older and older, we just tell each other what we want. And then
Please
well, first
buy me
it's like,
this.
I don't know what I want for like 2 months. And then we
Yeah.
like start pressuring each other, like, tell me. So in terms of the dividing and conquering, it sounds like we both have a manual breakdown, like an SOP of sorts for our holiday shenanigans. And what is similar to an SOP, well, this is rough, is a script. This isn't working, guys.
No. I think, okay, I'm gonna pick you up from the shambles of what is happening right now. I think what's happening is you have a game plan. You have a game plan and you have a strategy in place. And similarly, like selling and sales, you need to do a little research. You need to make space and time for it, and then you lay it all out.
Thank you. There is a process and we know it ahead of time, which enables us to rock the holidays. Boom! That was teamwork at its finest.
That was good. So we're good married couples, what
We
you're
are a
saying.
good married couple.
Yeah.
So officially, what are we talking about today, Emily?
We're talking about sales and selling your offer,
but specifically
how to sell and how to sell your offer on the call.
Sales call.
Guys, on the sales call.
About the sales call today.
We're talking about the sales call. We're talking about this. Jesus Christ. Lord Almighty.
Team breakdown a little bit there. It's okay. We're talking about the sales call, how to nail specifically the sales call. So we're not talking about the full funnel. We're talking about you're on the call.
We're just talking about on the call. But I want to talk about why we're talking about this too. Okay. We always love pulling from real world conversations, and it doesn't matter if we've talked about it 1.5 million times. This is still something that feels fresh, and it feels like it needs a refresh too. And it is probably one of the more intimidating aspects of being your own business owner, whether you're a coach or if you're selling hot pockets on the street. Like selling is scary, and selling so quickly can be wrapped up in your own ego and like be related to you. And if you get rejected, it feels like, or if your offer gets rejected, it could feel like you're getting rejected. So there's a lot to selling that I just want to set up in terms of before we even get to that sales call.
So I want to take you back a little bit in history, because I feel like I have had a massive evolution of the sales call. So circa 2019, Lexi preparing to take over the world of coaching, and how I approached the sales call looks so different than it does today. So back then I was in this group coaching program, and I was following really step by step what they suggested I do. And at that point in time, they suggested a 2-part sales call, and it was all scripted. So I literally had like a printed piece of paper that I would print out and have to me. I'd try to figure out where to put it on my desk so that while I'm on a Zoom call, people can't see that I'm like reading it and referencing. And I had so much anxiety. I had so much fear, really, because I think it was new. This was something I'd sold in my agency life before. I'd sold other people's products and businesses, but for the first time, this was me selling my coaching offerings, and that was scary. And so I needed the script back then to get my feet wet. What about you? Did you ever like early on struggle here?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm so glad that you said that you had a script, because I had a script as well. And I was grateful for the script and we say script call, like it could be word for word written out. It could be bulleted. Like each person has a different version of a script. Mine, I practiced word for word writing it out. So I felt comfortable saying these words. And what I really appreciated about the script is it kept me to nail the numbers. And that was the area where I so quickly wanted to discount myself or just be like, nope, this is free. You get it all for free. But having the numbers helped me find the courage to say them out loud and then pause. I think I even scripted in like pause.
Pause. Yeah, I think I did too.
Yeah, pause so they can absorb it or ask questions. And it really helped me. And I think I used it for the first 2 to 3 people that I sold. And then I found what felt more organic to me based on the script.
Well, you graduated way faster than I. I definitely had the script for more than 2 to 3 calls. I will fast forward really quick to today where I don't even bat at a sales call and there's no script. And Emily, I know you're the same. And in fact, I think both of us kind of like them. We find them fun, but it is years later, right? So what we want to say is, or highlight here, is to give yourself grace and to know, just like building a business, there's going to be an evolution here. And if you need to start with the script because this is new or uncomfy or it helps your confidence, that is okay. The main first step is just to get on the sales call. And that in itself is a huge first win.
Lex, I want to call out, I had to transition rooms. So I'm now in a different room, but we're going to continue this conversation.
Okay, it was magic. You just like blinked your eyes, the Christmas spirit, and no, okay. Anyways, as the whole point, the whole like spiel that I was just saying is there's going to be steps, and that's okay. And that's true of any phase of business or building anything. So on that script though, whether you're using a script or you're comfortable off the bat to not, let's go over what are the different sections or what is the flow of a successful sales call for coaching.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to acknowledge the like preparation part where the mindset before you even dive into a sales call, because like what you said, you and I really enjoy them now. And I think the shift that I want to call out before we go in through the actual stages are the aspect of it. Like it's our opportunity to share a portion of ourselves and to be generous and to give people a taste of what it's like to work with us. And so rather than it feeling like I'm convincing them to work with me, if anything, I'm auditioning them as much as they're auditioning me. So just the mindset.
Before you dive in, I just want to add that too, because yes, cosign, something too that has been very helpful for me. We call sales calls, quote unquote, a lot of different things, right? We can call them strategy calls. We can call them clarity calls. I like the word discovery call for my mindset because that's how I approach it. Truly, my goal getting on that call is discovery. Are they right for me? And am I right for them? Okay, as you're continuing.
Exactly. So I think just that's important to talk about. And I like that you said that, because the word sales call, I think, can be a limiting factor in your own mindset of bringing up anxiety, bringing up fear of rejection, bringing up a lot of things, when in reality, if you reposition it as that discovery call, it feels more like a meet and greet and a connection call and an opportunity to get to know someone. Maybe you work together, maybe you go into business together and have world domination plans. So moving into the step one, I think first and foremost is just like owning your approach, that there's no perfect approach to how you do a discovery call. We've had the experience, or a sales call, like we've had experience both being sold to, and as you mentioned, even in this group program, like the step-by-step scripts, there's super feminine or there's super masculine selling styles. So there might be someone you've experienced before who won't let you get off the call and is like, oh, I see you're hesitant. Let's book another call tomorrow and I'll tackle any objections, or like, what can we do to get you to be a yes today? And you might love it and feel like totally aligned and give them their credit card and your credit card in that moment. Or you might feel really kind of skeeved out by it. And so knowing if there's a certain type of energy that you want to impart and bring to the call, like high pressure or low pressure, or more masculine or feminine energy flow, that's one important thing just to kind of think about as you start practicing and approaching calls.
Hey everyone, Lex here.
And Em.
And if you haven't heard, we did something pretty darn cool.
We sure did. We launched a completely free community built specifically for coaches.
Say it again for the people in the back.
We launched a free community for coaches. Tell them quickly who it's for and what we're doing inside, Lex.
Sure thing. So it's for anyone from the coaching curious to side hustlers to coaches ready to scale. And through the virtual platform that we've built, we've created a safe and fun space to learn, launch, grow, connect, ideate, collaborate, vent, and evolve together.
Nailed it, Lex. Now, while it's free, you must apply in order to gain a free membership. You know, so we can make sure everyone inside is awesome, like us.
Apply today at ReadySetCoachCommunity.com. So we have in Ready Set Coach and our Ready Set Coach program, which is now available via our Ready Set Coach launch pack, 5 sections really of a call that if you're still trying to figure out what your coach is, this is a great baseline to try. You might find parts of it, deviate, you might drop one or the other, but we're going to go over the 5 steps that we outline, very high level. So the first step, guys, is you're human, right? Set the intention introductions, right? Like, hi, how are you? Like basic pleasantries, right? Like see if you can find some sort of common ground with their humanity. Also kind of reiterate why you're talking today. So like a few tangible ways you can do that is you can ask a question. I'd love to hear like what prompted you to book this call. If you have if you're advertising a specific type of sales call, for example, let's say you're doing, a 30-minute clarity call. You can say, this is our 30-minute clarity call. This is kind of how the call is going to go. But you are in charge of this. And the first step is to really set the intention and approach it from a human standpoint.
Yeah. And I think that's a great point too. The introductions to people might have just found you through a Google link or whatnot. Like you have to explain who you are and also get to know the other person on the call. So after that, taking inventory of what's going on in their business, like what brings them into this conversation today. Do they have a challenge, a specific challenge they're hoping to get solved? This is an introduction through a friend who worked with you and she recommended that we connect, like kind of get the lay of the land of what is it that they want solved or they want to fix or improve, and how you can help them accordingly.
And I think this is the biggest bulk of the call and the most important, because if you really pay mind and ask thoughtful questions and listen, they're going to give you exactly what you need to sell. So let's talk about some examples here. It could be, so let's say you preface a call with, what prompted you to book this call. Another question you might ask is, I'd love to hear what your goal is for the next 3 months. What is one of your challenges? What have you tried before? What are some other questions we can ask?
Where are you getting the most stuck? What's an area? If this area was fixed, you would be able to do X, Y, and Z. If you had a magic wand and could fix your business, what would that look like? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years, kind of future casting and seeing what they're dreaming big about their lives. Maybe they want to be on stages, or they want to be in Forbes, or they want to be, they want to do things. And to your point, Lex, being able to take those words, their very words, and insert them accordingly to what you are selling.
Yep. So what we suggest people to do is have a core set of questions that relate to your line of coaching. And these questions should be centered around and really give you the answers, should enable you to decide if this person truly is a fit and if your service truly is a fit. So if you are a health coach, what are the 5 questions you truly need to know from them in order to decide if your offer and your coaching will solve their problem. Okay. So 5 is a baseline. You can do less, you can do more. But after the introduction, step 2 is taking inventory, or that discovery process. And this is so, so huge. So after that, what comes next? Step 3.
This is the chance you get to shine. This is where they really get a taste of you, and you get to actively coach them. So I think a lot of people, I know this for a fact, a lot of people are scared to give the milk away for free. And so in this moment in time, don't come from a place of scarcity or a place of lack, and be really generous. Give them a taste of what it would be like to work with you, especially if this is a 30-minute call, or heck, even a 15-minute call. They can have the opportunity of what you can accomplish in 30 minutes. Imagine what you can accomplish in a whole program together.
Exactly. This is your opportunity to put on your coaching hat. This is your opportunity to provide value, give them a taste, right? And I love what you said, Emily, about don't approach this from scarcity. You guys, if someone can solve all their problems from what you share on a 30-minute call, more power to them. Right? Like,
yeah,
that is a
awesome.
very rare person. Like, great. You are genius. So don't approach this from, oh, if I share too much, they're not going to hire me. That's just not the case.
Yeah, I agree. And I think this is also, it leads nicely into step 4, which is really talking about your past clients and your credibility. So for example, if this person is a health coach and just starting out, and you had worked with a health coach who is now what's a women's health,
Good.
women's health. Yeah, well and good, women's health. I added them together. Well and woman. Woman. If they're in a magazine of some sort, or you helped them achieve something that you heard from taking inventory as part of their goals, you can reference those individuals and kind of dangle the past successes so they can see themselves working with you, and know that you've been able to lead someone from a similar place that they're in, because everyone feels like they are starting from a very random place, when in reality, a lot of those places are very much the same.
And a mindset kind of hack here for this process, because some women, we've heard say, oh, I feel so braggy, or oh, I feel uncomfortable, right? What you're actually doing is giving them hope. You're showing them other people have had this problem and they've been able to solve it. So rather than thinking you're bragging, try adapting the mindset of you're giving them hope, or you're giving them insight, or future, like into the future that is possible for them.
Yeah, really quick squirrel. But when I was 14, I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and I also had 4 extra adult teeth. And I went to one oral surgeon who was like, "You're a freak of nature. I've never seen this before." And what did that do to my self-esteem? It made me feel really, really bad. I'm already 14, my unibrow is already connected. And then I went to a second opinion, and he was like, "See it all the time. You'll be in and out in an hour." And he made this experience that felt so weird feel really normal. And I think humanizing and normalizing a situation that to some people can feel really overwhelming is really an important role as a coach.
Well, that second guy, I'm guessing, talked to you about the end game, right? Like what was going to happen, what your mouth could be like. Also, squirrel to your squirrel. We've probably talked about this on the podcast. I know we have personally, but Emily has 4 extra teeth and I am missing 4 teeth, meaning I still have 4 baby teeth, which might have to come out this year. That's a whole nother
Oh
squirrel.
no, I could have donated my teeth to you. They're probably the same ones. That would have been weird and gross and adorable. Anywho, okay, so
that's step 4.
Past clients and credibility, and taking it back to an oral surgeon, the credibility of this person having seen something as complex or as complicated as it felt to me, and normalizing it and showcasing his credibility by talking about past clients made it a hell yes for me to go with him.
And so this then brings you up to what? Step 5.
The invitation, the paperless post, the formal invite with a trumpet. They have gotten a taste of you. They know who you are. They know what your credibility is. They know who your past clients were. This is your opportunity to actually invite them to come hang. This is your opportunity to ask them to if they're interested in learning more about your program or want to know more about working one-on-one or whatever you think is the right fit for them. If you have a particular program you're trying to sell, or if you have multiple programs, this is your chance to exclusively invite them to one of them.
Something else I like to highlight is I don't ever at this stage, this didn't used to be the case, go into a sales call knowing I was going to extend the invitation. I truly go in saying, oh, I'm only going to extend it if they really are a fit. That right there takes off so much pressure.
Yeah.
So we want you guys to really, in that step 2, that taking inventory, truly vet if you think they are a fit, because then it's going to feel so much more genuine and natural in step 5 when you extend the invitation. This moment too, as Emily called this out earlier, where approaches can really, really differ. This is where you'll see some coaches doing the hard sell, like, give me your credit card now. This is where some coaches will say, okay, I'm going to give you time to think, but we're going to book our second follow-up now. These approaches all can work and they all can feel good, or they can all feel icky. It's up to you. Emily and I's approach is more, if you listen to this podcast, you get our vibe. It's more, hey, we're going to extend the invitation. We're going to send you a follow-up email with more information so you can digest. A key here though, too, a key hack is when you're doing that invitation to pull back in what you learned in step 2 during your inventory. So for us, for Ready, Set, Coach, for example, back when we sold the group program, when we were taking inventory, we learned someone's biggest pain point was sales. When we transition into the invitation and we're talking about our program and we're talking about working with us, we're going to emphasize first and foremost sales. So we might say, we cover a lot in this program, but one thing that I think would make it a really great fit is we spend a lot of time on sales. And I know that's one of your pain points, right? So that's where we're saying that second section can truly, if you pay attention, make that invitation, that sale, so smooth and simple.
You highlighted that beautifully. And then also an invitation, note that an invitation can be declined. An invitation might be like, I absolutely want to do this, but it's not right now. An invitation might be ghosted, or an invitation might be accepted, but know that whatever ends up happening, that it's their own journey that they're going on.
Yeah. And it's yours too. I really adapt the mindset. What's meant to be is meant to be. And this might sound a little cocky, but sometimes I'm like, yeah, it's their loss, right? And you are a phenomenal coach. It is their loss, but that doesn't mean they're a bad person. That doesn't mean they won't come into your hemisphere later down the road. Just know right now may not be the time. Internally, if it makes you feel better, say their loss, and then just onward and upward to the next.
Amen to that. So Lex, is there anything else that you want these great people to know about the call?
I'm just going to recap real quick the steps again, because we talked a lot. So step 1 is obviously pleasantries, introduction, and setting the intention for the call. Step 2 is to take inventory. This is the discovery, the Q&A section. Step 3, we suggest giving value. This is your opportunity to coach. Step 4 is pull in real life experiences, past clients. It can even be beta clients. That's totally fine. I said that wrong, weird. Beta clients. And then step 5 is moving into the invitation.
And I will also reiterate that it is totally okay to have a sales script, and there is nothing wrong with it. Write it out, have that conversation in your head, practice with a friend, keep it nearby so you can reference it while you're on the call, have all those key numbers, those key dates outlined. And then, as we mentioned too, with the taking inventory part, listen more, like actively listen, and how important it is to listen to those key little indicators that happen throughout the call. And then lastly, like, come from a place of abundance and a place of generosity. So those will be my things.
Those are your things. So here is your homework today. We want to zone in on step 2. So whether you're a new coach, you've never sold, you're an old coach, I think this is an opportunity to either set this up or audit. What are your 5 core questions that lead you to knowing if someone truly is a fit? So what are your 5 questions that you're going to take inventory of? And again, these questions should help you be able to decide in real time if they truly are a fit.
I think that's great. And Lex, thank you as always for the best homework.
Well, you're so welcome, Emily Merrill.
Well, happy holidays, y'all, and have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. And we will see you the next time
On the Ready, Set, Coach podcast. La, 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 la.
La, la, la. If you're enjoying the Ready, Set, Coach podcast, please leave a review wherever you are listening. For more information about Ready, Set, Coach, visit readysetcoachprogram.com.